going on, you guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing the most in-depth action figure reviews here on YouTube. And today we're taking at the WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition Fan Takeover debut Rey Mysterio. So this is an Amazon exclusive. I did have it pre-ordered on there. I went ahead and grabbed this off of eBay. Honestly, it was a few dollars more than retail, and the Amazon pre-order dates for this figure have been all over the place. They went up really early, then they weren't supposed to go up. They went back up for pre-order. They were supposed to come out in April, then it got pushed to June, back to April, and now it's slated for early June. I said, you know what, for a couple bucks more, let me be done with that pre-order. I can cancel it. I can get this in hand and do an early review for you guys before it's officially out. If you guys are in the California region, I know the Mattel store in El Segundo has been getting this figure. So if you're in the area there, maybe you stop by. Maybe you can have them a little earlier too instead of waiting for those annoying Amazon pre-orders. They just have not been fun. But this is based off his SmackDown debut attire. Again, the Amazon Fan Takeover, we generally get a poll from Mattel for, 3 different attires. We get to vote. And this is the one that we all chose. I'll be honest, I'm not that excited for this figure. I feel like it's okay. The attire is very simple. It's very similar to, I believe, like a Royal Rumble Elite Rey that we got from Mattel. And he does not have that spiderweb design on the front of his pants. That was omitted, so unfortunately, he's not 100% accurate. But this Rey does come with quite a few accessories. So we do have the 3 interchangeable heads. You get 3 sets of hands. You get a towel, the cloth towel, I should say, cloth t-shirt, and the Cruiserweight Championship belt. This will be now Rey's second Ultimate Edition figure. We did have the Ultimate Edition with the Ruthless Aggression Wave. We also have this one, and don't forget we have the WrestleMania 39 attire from when he took on Dominic Mysterio. So that will be 3 total Ultimate Edition Reys. And I'll be honest, I have a little bit of Rey fatigue. I feel like we've gone so much. I remember early on the Mattel line, they were pumping out so many Reys. He left the company. I feel like people had a sigh of relief, like, all right, we don't have to see anymore. Then he came back and we're like, all right, we'd be happy for some more Rey Mysterios. And now I kind of feel the same kind of fatigue. And like I said, this attire is very similar, but again, it is his debut in WWE. Personally, I always associate Rey Mysterio with WCW. Throughout this review, if I call him Rey Mysterio Jr., that's why. I grew up watching him there. That's when I first saw Rey, and I loved him as a cruiserweight. Didn't watch it a lot during his kind of like main event push run around like the mid-2000s and later. Just kind of fell out with the product, but we got him here in figure form. It does look great. So for your packaging here, the exclusives versus the mainline Ultimates, we'll have the red outlay here. You'll see you have the Ultimate Edition logo as well as the Rey Mysterio nameplate here on the front. On the top, it just says Mysterio. Flipping over to the side, you will see Ultimate Edition Rey Mysterio. You get the image here. You get the Fan Takeover logo here on the top. On the back, you'll get the awesome figure photography, the image of Rey here, get some stats, the read-up here. If you guys want to pause it, you can go ahead and do so. So they actually show the poll results. So the debut SmackDown 2002 won 54%. The other gears were SummerSlam 2022 and WWE 20th Anniversary 2022. So those kind of split at 23%. This was the runaway winner. And I agree, because that's the one I wanted versus some more modern day looks. I kind of wanted an older Rey. I feel like we've gotten so many elites, but you know what? Let's crack the packaging and take a look on the Easter eggs on the top and the bottom of the box. So if you're a fan of these like I am, on the inside of the packaging is always kind of an homage to the character. So on the top of the box says Booyaka Booyaka 619. And if you flip all the way to the bottom, it says the Ultimate Underdog. Getting our Ultimate Rey Mysterio out of the packaging, let's take a look at all the accessories that are included with this figure. So you do receive this nice soft goods towel, maybe for like a post-match kind of shot for him in the locker room or something. Very thin. It's similar to what we've gotten with like the Mr. Perfect figure. So that's another kind of added throw in there. You get a bunch of interchangeable hands, so you do get these open hands that we've seen with a lot of the Rey Mysterio figures, the gloved hands, and molded in the black plastic. You also do get the interchangeable fisted hands that do come on the figure. 3 additional heads that come with the figure as well. So let's bring in Rey real quick, and you can get a close-up of the kind of smiling skin that is on the figure. You also do get a very similar skin, kind of just a smile. This is more the open mouth smile. This is just kind of like a smirking face. And this is something I must have missed in translation. So I thought this head included, you know, just the mask kind of like you can pose him to kind of open the mask. The hands are molded on there. That like I said, I must have missed that somewhere. So these are not removable at all. I've tried. It does kind of have like a little bit of a bendy plastic here for you to kind of articulate. I did kind of mess with this a little bit off camera, but I do want to bring the other head here. You will see they are very similar. So you pretty much get, I want to say it's not the same. It's a slightly different expression, but they are very close. The obvious selling point here is that the mask does have the opening here, and it looks like he's putting his mask on here, or he's holding it. So these are sculpted on there. The plastic, like I said, is soft, but I feel like if you look ever so slightly, you can see kind of like, I don't know, a stretching in the plastic. So I wouldn't flex this too much, even though I'm sure it's made to flex. Maybe they're just glued on. I don't know if you guys can see in between the fingers there, that little bit of white. So I wouldn't mess with it too much, but if you want to see the actual design on the mask, they all have the same similar feature here. Let's actually zoom out real quick and bring in the figure itself so we can kind of get a close-up of all of these heads. And we'll obviously swap it on the figure, but I just want to give you a quick kind of shot of how these look side by side. This is a little difficult to put on. I'm going to try my best to do it on camera here for you guys, but if I fail, I'm sorry. Like I said, it was not the easiest thing to do off camera. But he also does come with the Cruiserweight Championship belt. Has a nice vac finish to it. We'll zoom in real quick for you guys. Nice design too. We have seen this before from the Mattel line. Additionally, you get these soft goods, stretchy material Rey Mysterio shirt. I do like this. You'll see the Rey Mysterio logo here. Does have the sleeve, so it is a t-shirt. Does have the design in the back, as well as the WWE Scratch logo on there as well. Looks pretty cool. And if you guys want to remove the shirt, we'll do it on camera here. Why not? It is the stretchy material, so it shouldn't be too bad. And you can always pop the arms off. I would suggest leaving the arms on when you put the shirt on, because like I said, it does stretch. Like the if you guys have the Ultimate Edition Stone Cold Austin 316 shirt, will stretch, but it is hard to kind of port these arms in here to get the shirt on there. So let's pop the arm back in. We'll go with the other smiling skin. I did notice this head is a little stiffer, so a little bit more of an effort to get on there, but if you guys want to see how that looks like on the figure, and going through it, obviously this is Rey's debut, so less tats, nothing on his chest, very bare torso here. Does have the tattoos on his arms, as you guys can see there. Double jointed pinless arms, of course. He does have these floatable like wrist cuffs that we've seen before, and they are extremely loose. I feel like it's time that we get a hand with this piece molded to it. It's just, look at that. It just kind of slides up and back and forth, especially for a guy smaller in stature, Rey Mysterio, but you can see more tattoo detail on the arms. Taking a look at the back. Looks pretty good for the most part. I mean, again, for what you'd expect for Rey Mysterio. So you will notice that there is no spiderweb design. It just says Rey on his pants and does have his logo on the other side here. Very similar to what we've seen before. I believe it's that Royal Rumble Elite. So the pants are very kind of plain Jane here. Nothing too crazy. If you guys want to go through some quick articulation for the Ultimate Edition line, the head will fully rotate. You do have the butterfly joints here. Mine feel nice and stiff, not too loose, but not too stiff where you can't move it. You do have the bicep cut, double jointed elbows. You do got the wrist rotation and hinge. You do have the diaphragm joint to get some articulated poses, as well as the waist swivel. He does the splits about that much. He does have the drop down hips, so if you guys want him to kicks forward about that much. Not too much back. He does have the double jointed knees here. They are pinned. There is a thigh cut. There is toe articulation, slight up and down with these shoes, a little difficult. Do have a little bit of rotation, so what you'd expect for your standard Ultimate Edition figures, but I want to swap these heads on the figure and kind of go through them one by one. So one more quick close-up of all these head scans. We have the smirking scan on the figure body. You have the mouth open scan. If you will notice that the mask is actually open on the bottom portion versus this one where it's kind of collapsed together, so did want to point that out for you guys too. So as promised, I'm going to do this on camera. So the problem is the wrist cuffs. I feel like they always want to fall off. I've only done this once before, but kind of start off by getting one side in, so at least you're secure there. Kind of rotate it here and port them in, so you'll have the hands secured into the pegs. You'll pop the actual head onto the peg itself, and there you go. You will have it on there. Getting it off was actually the harder part, but this actually looks cool. I don't know if I'm going to display him like this. It's a nice feature for figure photography. You can see how it looks like it's stretched out and he's holding it. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do this. I feel like over time, this plastic may wear if you do this too often. So that's how to get it on there. I'm not going to attempt to get it off here on camera because that was a little bit of a struggle. But I would suggest popping the head off first and then going with the hands. Moving on to a few figure comparisons. So we have some more modern day looking Rey Mysterio figures. You will see how much bigger the Ultimate Edition figure is. Again, obviously different eras. You will see a lot less tattoos on this brand new Ultimate. I know I've said this multiple times, but again, to me, Rey Mysterio Jr. is a WCW superstar. That's who I associate him most with. So here are some of my favorite WCW Reys. We have the Elite 32 figure here. Probably still my favorite figure in my collection, the Elite 67, based on his Halloween Havoc attire. I feel like this has re-release all over it with the updated WCW Cruiserweight Championship belt that came with the Elite 100 figure here on the right. Definitely can see him being re-released, new articulation with the double-jointed pinless arms, the resized hands that are supposed to be coming out with future Reys down the road, so they're not these gigantic hands that all these Rey Mysterio figures have. But some of my favorite Reys here, and of course, comparison with the brand new Ultimate Edition. And the last comparison for you guys is the other Ultimate Edition Rey Mysterio. We have the Ruthless Aggression Elite here, exclusive to Walmart. I tried really hard to get his headdress into this shot, but it is just so damn big. And I'll be honest, this one just screams more premium of an Ultimate Edition with the entrance gear versus this one. I mean, you get a t-shirt and a belt, plus the other interchangeable heads. But look at this figure compared to that with their, I guess, entrance gear, you want to say. Obviously, the WrestleMania entrance gear here versus the SmackDown debut with the t-shirt. But I do want to remove all the gear off and compare all the attire and the tattoo detail underneath. Let's compare these guys without their entrance gear on. So you can see the difference in the attire. The WrestleMania Ultimate Rey on the left here in the black is obviously a different era, so he's going to have more tattoo detailing. He had more ink at the time, but if you guys kind of want to go around and see the differences in the tats, you can see the back tattoo even looks significantly different. The arm tattoos. Does he have the inner tattoos on his bicep? I believe he does for both of them. He does have them on both Ultimate figures. If you guys wanted to compare the pants, you can see the different designs on here. Similar, but not exactly the same. It is the same sculpt here. You can see the actual printing here on the belt and how the design is, just a different logo on it. He's got 619 on the WrestleMania Ultimate and just Rey on the other. You guys want a comparison of the back. So I guess it's really a preference. To me, without a doubt, the Ruthless Aggression Ultimate Edition screams more premium, but I do like the head sculpts on the brand new Amazon Fan Takeover better. If you guys have enjoyed this video review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this figure and if you will be adding it to your collection. While you're at it, please don't forget to turn on those notification bells to stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my channel as far as my take on this brand new Ultimate Edition Fan Takeover Rey Mysterio. I like it. I mean, it's not the most exciting figure, I will say. I don't think it's a must for your collection. We just get so many Reys, but I do like that Mattel took a different approach for this. So let's start off with my gripes. I'm not a big fan of these wrist cuffs on here. I feel like they're just too damn loose. I do like the execution on this other head where it looks like he's putting the mask on, but I will say I worry about that plastic maybe breaking over time. It doesn't feel super flexible. I mean, it's got some give, but it's not like a soft rubbery plastic that I would think would stand the test of time. I don't know. The figure itself comes with a lot of accessories. It does feel like an Ultimate, but again, another gripe I'm going to point out is that they didn't include the detailing on his pants. That's another, I think, a few points I'm going to have to take off. But what I do like the soft goods shirt. It's better than those plastic flap shirts that we've been getting with his Elite figures for the longest. Like I said, I do like the attempt on some different heads here. You get the same heads that pretty much came in the last Ultimate, but they did plus it with, again, that the hands that are molded onto the mask. So that I will say is a plus. Is it a must-have? I don't think so. We've just gotten so many different Rey Mysterios, but I know there are a lot of big Rey Mysterio fans out there, so if you are, I would say add this to your collection, but I don't think it is a must-have. This should be coming out fairly soon from Amazon. I would just assume maybe another month from now this should start shipping, hopefully sooner. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video review and had some more insight on this brand new Ultimate Edition Rey Mysterio figure. Before you go, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at AlexWestCollects. Thank you so much all for your continued support and continuing to tune in. It really does mean a lot. I'll catch you all in the next video review.